Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. This is another episode of Hong Kong House of Cards Mage Edition, where the crew of the Doom ship are working on yet another project that might blow up the world.
Dun dun dun. Presumably Dimitrie, Asuka, and Hikaru would have been invited over to, to marvel at their stupendousness, I suppose. In all seriousness, they're just chit-chatting with them and bringing them up to speed on recent events. They're essentially going to, first thing they're going to need to do is explain to him what happened. They'll basically say, oh, hey, look, you remember that dude who... we should probably do this in character discussion. How about that?
Yeah, you should.
That works. Okay. So they're going to have the discussion in their lab, probably, and Dimitri will just kind of nod to Hikaru and say, so, see anything missing?
Weren't there more of those things here?
Mm-hmm. He points towards the empty vat. Do you recall the individual who set up the rather interesting elemental guardian?
Yes.
He asked us for a suit. Presumably, the way he described it, he wanted it for his collection to be, I guess, put in some sort of display case and simply there because it's unique and therefore has value to him.
Interesting.
Bear in mind it was an early model to begin with. That didn't seem to bother him. We explained that's hardly the most recent effort we've done. Still didn't seem to bother him. And he's been here and has seen that we have specific storage capacities for it and did not see fit to ask about them. So, we gave him a suit. One that will likely stop functioning in the next couple hours.
Actually, let's see. What
If
time
this is last night, then yeah.
Yeah, Asuka's looking at her watch. What time is it? Let's see. Yes, in about 4 hours.
Very well. That should solve any problems you would have had.
It's not like he can reverse engineer the technology anyways.
And the biological components will unfortunately deteriorate to the point of non-functionality. In layman's terms, it'll die in about probably 5 hours. I think the deterioration process takes about an hour. Shame.
Of course, the suit's regular functions are still quite functional, but without the stealth overcoats, it's not very useful, is it?
No, it doesn't really do anything. I mean, unless it's, I suppose, an expensive pocket watch at that point.
Maybe we should have included a few apps.
In any case, so, in the interests of covering our own tail, pardon the expression, he looks over at Hikaru, we're going to attempt to put a few non-lethal deterrents in place. Thought you might enjoy watching and maybe have some input at some point, since it will deal with spiritual matters.
It would be very interesting to witness, yes. Thank you.
Quite all right. First, where is that bird?
After that man's display and the last time we were around the prince, is it any wonder we have low trust for him?
Dimitri's looking for the bird, by the way. Didn't we plant it with the crystals?
Well, you did
Yeah, we
mention.
We did.
You did mention putting it in a pot full of dirt where it wanted to stay. So.
Yeah. The pot bird is next to the crystals.
By the way, Hikaru, There are some. You may remember that the last time you were here, there were like 9 crystals planted. Yeah, there's now closer to like 20 something.
Oh, goodness.
They are growing exponentially. Yay!
We're almost reaching our limit of how many we can handle.
Pretty much. Yeah, we can only plant about a 5x5 plot of them in the lab without taking up too much space. That was determined.
But anyway, talking to
moving
the
on.
bird yet?
Yes, if he finds the bird, he's gonna be like, goddamn, I assume this thing can speak human.
It was designed specifically for that task.
Yeah. Are you going to wake it?
Yep. Clear throat, nudge, nudge. Nudges the pot, probably.
Okay, nudge the pot. It wakes from its slumber and looks up to you quizzically, turning its head from side to side, as if bewilderment and wonderment.
Yes, I was hoping we could have a brief conversation with your, I'm not sure what the appropriate term is. Your boss, the big guy.
Yes, that is appropriate.
Okay, he's gonna like delicately pick up the pot and move it back towards the group.
He looks confused at the group, but is like, so we need to go outside first.
Fair enough. All right, he'll just look at the group like, okay, let's go outside then.
Oscar will stand up, put her hot cocoa down, go outside.
And Dimitrie will do the same.
Alright, I'm assuming that at the shoreline there isn't anyone due to your war, right?
Yeah, there shouldn't be anyone for a long ways. And presumably we're not summoning him on the shoreline, we're probably summoning him on one of the streets so that any view is obstructed by the warehouse.
Okay.
Street
So-
or, concrete section that.
Anyway. Master, please appear within human form towards these petitioners. They wish to speak to you on some important matters. Waken from your slumber and please give us your wisdom. Let's see. I'm going to make a willpower roll to see what happens. Oh! He wakes from his slumber very easily. And you can see like this suit of armor made out of mud materializes in front of you with a human-like aspect, almost like a human golem of this seasoned warrior.
Human-sized, though.
That's what I'm trying to describe. Yes.
Cool. Nice. That's going to be impressive.
So he is towering over all three of you, by the way. But he will say, "Who wishes to ask for my wisdom?" in Cantonese.
Damn it! And we only speak Japanese. He's gonna look at Hikaru, who probably also speaks Japanese.
Hikaru will translate.
Oh, okay. You do speak Japanese. Nice.
Hikaru speaks Cantonese and Japanese. Yay.
Hi.
All right. Asuka is the most fluent in Japanese, so she's probably going to be the other end of the translating mechanism. So, what's he? Yeah, let's go ahead with the questions.
Dimitri's basically going to how to phrase this? Assume that he's using proper etiquette and stuff because it's still a little too early for me to like actually get my full.
This is why Asuka's here to properly translate.
Thank you. Okay. Suffice to say, he's going to explain. So, Great Spirit, we have something we wish to offer. You remember the individual who summoned you, yes?
And Asuka, oh yeah, we're doing instant translation now because Asuka will put it in the proper phrasing.
Gotcha. Yeah, making it grammatically correct. Yes. Okay. The individual in question exacted a price for his assistance. He wished a device that we were possessing at that time, a suit that would render one invisible to the naked eye. He had seen it in action and wished to have it for his collection as a unique instrument. It held value to him as a collector of such things. We gave him that device. However, even though he has seen it in our dwelling, and the care that we've taken to maintain it, to keep it functional would be the word he'd use, he showed no interest in that. So, we gave him the suit. The suit will likely become, well, it'll still make a pretty adornment for a trophy rack, but it will not be usable later this evening.
Asuka paring that down and translating it properly. Hikaru translating it into Cantonese.
After a while of speaking like this, he notices that apparently you are using a few languages. So he whispers to the bird, and you can notice that the bird takes shape, implants itself in his shoulder a bit better, so it's kind of like part of him.
Mhm.
And immediately translates into the various languages, aka English, Cantonese.
Okay, so we can just speak straight.
Japanese. Yeah.
Okay, that's convenient. All right, in that case, Dimitrie will continue in English. So, in other words, we acted to the letter of our agreement with him. I figure that he will probably find that inaccurate, but we have followed our agreement. I have some concern that he may, at some point, attempt to perhaps exact some petty form of vengeance on us, perhaps seek to dissuade you from aiding us. Would we have some skill in, he kind of like waves his hand slightly, ethereal matters? If you grant us permission, we could establish a form of protective field around yourself to prevent you from being interfered with by anyone, not just him, but anyone who seeks to control your actions would find their ability very limited in that regard. Perhaps even prevented entirely.
You can see that the gears within his head are turning a bit slower due to it being an earth elemental. Duh.
3 hours later.
No,
hey, we're just lucky he's not an ant.
Exactly. 3 hours later, I have just finished saying hello.
is more in the line of kind of it takes a few minutes to process everything that you just said,
Mm-hmm.
but after thinking it, the bird actually is the one that's actually saying stuff, which is like, so you have made a pact with him in order for his services rendered. You upheld your end of the bargain, albeit in the same, how do I put this, in the spirit of, well, to the letter of the contract, but not the spirit of the correct wording of it. And you fear that due to there being some inexactitudes that have been not mentioned due to the lack of further questioning upon uh, Zhang Shushan's part, he might want to go against heaven and renege our deal.
It's possible. I don't know their. Sorry, go ahead.
Oscar speaks up at this point. He has already proven to be unreliable and self-absorbed.
Wow. Unreliable
Careful. Frenzy check!
self-absorbed.
He attempted to undermine our relationship with other members of the city for his own gain.
Oh, actually, yes. On that note, you're aware that, our whole agreement with you is predicated on you protecting us from the Walking Dead of the West. Yes?
Yes.
There is a faction of their people who are not at war with us. They would never come here because we have many other defenses designed to keep them away. Anyone who gets close enough for you to be able to go after, they are already our enemies. But any of the Western who are friendly would never come close enough. He took great pleasure, it seems, in revealing our contract with you to the leader of these people.
Only our contract with you, not the other parts that we have done in order to be non-lethal.
Yes, to hear him, it was a matter of, oh, if any of the Western people wander in this general vicinity, you would prey upon them and destroy them. As opposed to it being a matter of protection.
Interesting. This is troubling news. One does not interfere with the mandates of heaven hastily, or should not. If they'd, well, they should expect the ire of heaven, though I always welcome a better suit of armor to reinforce my capabilities. Albeit, there are ways to improve my own self. Should you choose to undertake such quests from heaven.
I'm certain that such arrangements could be made. The armor, as you put it, we would have to work on it for a little bit, but it would simply make it difficult for others to control you. As for improving your already incredible abilities, that's another matter which we would look into. It is always in our best interests to ensure that our guardian is the best equipped for the task.
We value our relationship with you and are very grateful for your assistance.
Indeed, I I may call upon you soon, since the rumblings of the mortal realm may urge me to do so sooner than I'd like to be awoken from my slumber, if that is the case. Albeit, it is better to have a warrior within a garden than a gardener within a war. So,
Can I gain
If-
Enigmas 1 now?
out of character, work your ass a bit more.
Damn it.
Seriously, crossword puzzles, they're your friend.
Fine. Reel in it. My
Sudoku.
bad.
Yeah, seriously, bros,
Okay.
come on. But the idea is, back in character, I accept your gracious help in order to improve the plating of my armor. How do you intend to make it so?
That's a good question. He actually looks at you a little bit curiously, like, it seems your form is fluid. Now you appear as a man, but before you appeared as a giant. If you could keep a certain portion of the earth stable, I suppose, or keep it with you in whatever form you take, we could encase a device within it, perhaps. He looks over at Oscar. Some sort
Oscar
of
nods.
field generator, essentially.
That would be perhaps the most easy method. Certainly, if we included a crystal in it, it would power it for perhaps indefinitely, or at least for as long as the contract lasts.
We could all, if it ever runs out, we could always just supply a new crystal.
Crystal, you say?
Yes, he nods towards the bird. The bird has seen it. We grow them. They are a form of plant, but we have changed them somewhat. We use them as an energy source. They grow, they produce more, they drink the bounty of the earth, but not in a way that would leave it barren. Basically, it's a plant. We use the plants to survive. Kind of like people.
As long as it doesn't interfere with the natural order of the world, I have no qualms with whatever dealings you from the Middle Kingdom have.
Fair
To be
enough.
honest, this is perhaps the most balanced energy source we've ever created.
Alright, so we'll come up with something. We'll spend a few hours working on it, and as soon as we have something, we'll come back out and have it delivered to you. Does that sound satisfactory?
He gives you his servant, the rock bird. When you are done. Oddly enough, the rock bird is the one saying this. Call upon my servant, and I will appear in whatever form you choose me to appear in.
Alright,
Oscar will bow very deeply.
as will Dimitrie. And he looks over at Hikaru like, dude, don't make us look bad in front of the big giant thing.
Pretty sure Hikaru's already halfway down when Oscar starts bowing.
Yeah, this is not. I finally got all that taken care of. But yes, he's going to be bowing very, very deeply.
All right.
As soon as
I'm pretty sure that Oscar and Hikaru are kowtowing.
Okay. He He bows respectfully, and he is waiting for one of you three to pick his servant up.
Oh, Dimitrie, psst, yoink. Potbird is Potbird.
Potbird.
I'm already sitting there with the pot.
He will say, if that is all, this time in Cantonese, I will return to my slumber.
By the way, I do have a question. I do have just a very simple question for you, Flavio. Shit, I'm trying to...
DST. Okay.
Yes. This bird that we're discussing.
No.
Wow.
No.
It
No,
could be, and you know it.
It could be, but the thing, it can't necessarily be because it has the fucking ilk. You should choose another one that doesn't.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a picture of one without it. But anyways, yeah.
With an earthly tone and the like, but anyway. Moving on.
Yes, so,
If you're saying nothing, he will disintegrate.
Yay! Okay, at that point, he'll just kind of breathe a sigh of relief. Well, that went better than it could have.
All right, it's time to get to work.
Yes, let's design something as quickly as possible and then have it back out here. We shouldn't. I don't think we'll need Castle's expertise for this one. Otherwise, I'd say go wake him up.
No, he needs to sleep anyways. We've been working him pretty hard lately.
Now, speaking out of character, because assume there's going to be a lot of scientific mumbo-jumbo going back and forth about, we need to use a mental telepathy mixed with a...
Technobabble!
All technobabble.
Okay.
Out of character, I'm assuming this effect is going to be... Because we talked about it with you before, Flavio. We're basically looking at... If we're attempting to prevent a magical effect, we're essentially trying to give it... Would that be Prime?
Prime. You're
Okay,
the counter magic king, and you're just using core prime or data prime.
Sure wouldn't be D-Science?
That would be a different type of word.
Okay.
D-Science, if you're wanting to affect him, not... you're not imbuing him with some super awesome powers. You're protecting him against.
Technically, what we're doing is we're making an item that creates a field around the D-Science.
Yeah, it would need data rather than D-Science. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say data and prime. If it's just I hold it and it gives me a counter magic ward. Yay!
Yeah.
That's kind of it.
Okay, so what we're going to want to do then is start rolling on that. Dimitrie and Asuka.
Okay.
I'll be providing the prime. She'll be providing the data. So that's all we need to do on that front. Because I have no data and she has no prime.
And you're using things that you're familiar with, so
oh yeah,
it will be straight the 5.
Okay, and we will power the device with one of the crystals because it's probably a very low energy requirement.
Well, it will just go online when it's attacked. So.
Oh, good point. Okay, yeah, that's good. That'll work.
So basically, that crystal will power it pretty much indefinitely.
Unless he has to defend against himself all the damn time. Continue.
So, how many charges do you want to give it?
Like how many times will it activate?
Like in the sense of, okay, I hit it with 5 ag, or I hit it with 10 ag, or something along those lines of magic to fuck over. Mentally or spiritually or whatever. How much do you want to put it?
Like how many points worth of defense it gives you, or?
Yeah.
Ideally, I'd want to go for like 5 points. That'd be like as much as we could do.
Alright.
but that would require a lot of successes. That would require 5 to the effect.
5 to the effect.
And if we want the duration to be significant, we got to have more towards that.
Uh-huh.
And
How much in
now, hold
duration?
on. That's 5 to the effect of the prime. We'll need probably 2 to the effect of data. Right?
So Asuka's got the easy job.
Well, technically, yeah, it's more like your problem isn't the effect if it's just the 5. The problem is duration. How do you split your duration? How long
Let's
do you
make a
want
giant
it to
ritual out of
last?
it. We've got a lab now. Let's make a ritual out of it. Lowers the difficulty by another 1.
Works for
Alright,
me.
that's why I'm asking how long.
Well, let's aim for, what was it? If you have 5 successes, that gives you 5 to duration does what?
Now I have to switch to my M20.
I'll look it up.
Because I was looking at my freaking Christian book.
Of course you were. You son of a...
Hey, you know why?
I
Don't
know.
judge.
I know. I'm
You
looking.
needed it.
You know, I'm going to have to start raising Asuka's craft hypertech.
Yeah, Castle's already ahead of you on it.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
It's okay, though. You've got a lot of other things to make up for it.
Yeah, I need to get her a read up.
Yeah, that's kind of the priority for you and Castle.
Alright.
What page number is Dawn, by the way, if you already found it?
I'm looking. Haven't gotten to. M20.
Oh, here we go.
What page was it?
I haven't found the table yet. I'm still looking at the description of it.
Because technically, I'm going to have to look at the table and declare.
By the way, I'm looking up what it says on counter magic because I just passed that page. Technically speaking, it would depend on what sphere you constitute it being. Basically, to counter a magical effect, you need to have that particular sphere. So if it's a time effect, you need time. If it's a dimensional science effect, we need dimensional science. If it's mind, we need mind. So we might actually have to use other spheres in this case instead of just prime.
Yeah, that's why I'm like.
Yeah, that's what I just picked up here. So what we're going to look at in this case, I mean, you can do it even if we don't have high levels of the spheres. We can do it with just level 2.
Right.
Okay, in that case, what we're going to look at is probably data 2, mind 2, and hell, make it matter 2. Data 2, mind 2, and matter 2 from Asuka, and for my case, it's going to be prime 2. Actually, no. In her case, it would be data 2, mind 2, and dimensional and D science 2. Matter 2 probably won't be needed. And in my case,
you know, matter is a thing. You should put it.
Okay, if they do that, then I can do prime forces and life. Though, would life matter in this case?
Hey, this is more like the thing that you don't account for is the thing that
yeah, but it's a spirit. It's a spirit. Typically, to even affect a spirit with life magic, you need to be using spirit magic.
Yeah, I know, but that's why you guys. I'm just saying, out of character.
I get it.
The things that you don't account for will fuck you over. Just saying.
Yeah, not might, will.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's
no,
why
no,
I'm.
okay, okay. I found it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Would you elaborate on the page?
Well, I'm looking at page 545 right now, just talking about counter magic.
No, I'm looking for duration.
I'm still looking. Bless you.
Okay. So let's see. I'm going to look at. Uh, so in Asuka's case, she'd need 3 for that um, wording, from what I'm reading here. Uh, here we go. No, that's time sphere timeline.
I found it.
What
You're looking
page?
at page 5. Type in page 504. This is the quick table.
Okay. Let me check.
And to answer, if we have 5 successes, it is 6 months.
Yeah, I get you. Or 6 will be.
ST discretion.
Okay, I'm going to give you at 6. And say it will be kind of like a year.
Okay, sure. And we're aiming for 5 in effect also. Now the difficulty of the roll is based on how many spheres we're using. So we're talking data 2. Basically, we're using every sphere except time. See, data. We're not using entropy, we're using data, forces, life, matter, mind, crime, B science. That's
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4 from Asuka and 3 from me. So the difficulty and all of its sphere level, highest sphere would be 2 for data 2. Everything else is just required 1 sphere, or
Yeah.
yeah. So
that's why it's 5 your base, and since you've put in how many maximum per player?
hold on, we're looking. Data 2 mind 1.
Because per player it would be something like because you said the 8 spheres you're using in this one.
7. We're not using entropy or time.
Okay, so 7.
What Asuka, I got it written down. What Asuka is going to be trying to do is data 2 plus mind 1, D science 1, matter 1, which means the difficulty is 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1 for each additional sphere being used. So her base difficulty is 8. My base difficulty is 3 plus. My base difficulty is 6 because I'm only using 3 and all of them are at level 1.
Okay, so technically, yeah, Asuka's the one that needs 3 for because of the ward itself. You're the one that is with the actual damage, and that would be 5. And then you need to split 6 between you two.
For duration. Okay, so effect-wise, she needs to do 5, I need to do 3, and then duration, however we want to split it up. All right. Bear in mind.
Who's got the data? It has to have 3. Who's got prime has to go with 5. Just saying.
Okay, so I need to go with 5 successes then, and she needs to go with 3. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah, and then you can split the duration
Okay.
how you feel like. You
now,
can
since-
use as many things to lower your diff.
Yes, and I'm actually calculating that right now. Her base diff is 8. My base diff is 6. Let's see. She needs 3 sucks. I need 3. I need 5. And we need to split 6 sucks between. Now, the base difficulty is 8 and 6. The laboratory reduces the difficulty by 1, so that becomes 7 and 5. And then we're using unique personalized instruments, so that drops it to. I'm already actually down to minimum 3. She's down to 5.
Okay.
And you can't reduce the difficulty any further than that. 3 points drop is as much as you can do.
Yeah, that's legit.
So, okay.
Well, at least it's manageable for Asuka now, because 8 is kind of pushing it.
Yeah. So we're going to do a roll for every hour. I'd recommend we blow a willpower.
Yeah. Asuka's got 7 willpower to blow. She's going to blow 7 willpower if she needs to.
Okay, we'll start doing it. I'll probably wind up, depending on how successful I am, I might wind up taking more of the duration, so you don't have to.
And the fun part is she's working on a project. Oh, let me check something.
What is it?
Let's see.
I don't think you gain any special benefit on it.
No. Willpower regain. That's what I'm looking at.
Oh, yeah. I still have the same nature, so it does not help me.
Yeah, okay. She actually regains. She's a survivor, so she regains from doing this.
Yep, she does.
Okay.
So even if she blows all her willpower, she'll at least get some back.
Some. All right. So first round, Flavio, do you want to roll for Ben at RT2 diff 5?
Ben. Okay.
Blowing willpower, please.
And I will roll. On my end. Diff 3. Now we're both burning willpower.
RT2?
Yeah, RT2. I'm going to be raising that to 3 hopefully soon, but it's still 2.
Okay. Rolling. You have, with the willpower, 2 successes.
All right.
And I have 4 successes with willpower.
Neat.
We're damn near done right out the gate.
First hour we are not done, but we've completed almost all of our effect.
Okay.
Okay. Second
hour.
Willpower blowing.
Willpower blowing.
1 success.
And I got 4 successes. So I have done.
So
I'm already done.
Asuka's done with the ward itself. You're done with the effect that the ward has. Now it's only in duration.
Did she only generate 1 success this turn?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so she got the effect done. I've done my effect and half of the duration. So if we do 1 more hour, we should be done. Burning another willpower.
Yep, burning will.
It's done. And with points to spare.
It's done. So, literally, how much was in? As I saw,
effect was at 5, and duration was at 6.
I mean duration. How much duration with the 2?
You said 1 year.
Yeah. If for 6 successes, do you get more than 6?
I had
we got
4
exactly
successes
6.
No, we got more than that because we had 3. How many successes did you get that round?
This round is 2.
Okay, and I got 4. We had a total of 9 successes for duration.
Wow.
We overshot by 3.
10 years. GG.
Oh my God. GG, that elemental is going to be so happy. He gets to keep that armor.
All right, so what?
For
3
10
hours.
years.
3 hours later, we complete the item, and
You know,
we're
wake
going to
up the
take that
bird.
out. Yeah, we're going to take the bird out. Sleeps with the fishes now. No, I'm just kidding.
The fuck?
What did that bird ever do to me? We will take it out. We will take it back outside. Have it do its thing.
Yeah.
And,
Master.
Given that Asuka is fairly creative when she builds things, can
Okay.
this thing look fairly ornamental? Like it belongs on a suit of armor?
Sure.
Awesome.
You had successes to spare, so I'm giving you that.
how about we make it? Hell, have craft hypertech. Just make a craft hypertech roll, and we'll just say that was the design. It's cosmetic,
Okay.
so no,
How much?
that doesn't have to have taken it out.
That's Intelligence 5 Creative and Craft Hypertech 3. So
Mechanical
there you
aptitude.
go.
So
Diff 4
8. So 8 dice.
at diff
Diff
4.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The 10 would go away. The 10 would go away instead of 4. The 10 would go away because of the 1.
Okay,
but
so
the other 10 does count as double because creative.
1, 2,
Yep.
3, 4,
6,
5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7 successes. It looks like it really does belong on that fucking suit of armor.
What did you want it to look like? Did you want it to look like a badge or something, or
This will probably be a cloak clasp. Because we're talking Chinese armor here.
okay, in his human form that'll probably look pretty damn awesome. In his big form it'll just be this little dot.
Whatever. So, the bird starts chanting, "Master, master, please come." Looking in the guise of a human. Your servants within the Middle Kingdom need of your aid and have done as they have promised. And obviously, again, towering over you, but still looking like this, golem that has the aspect of a warrior fully clad in armor. Looks at you and hands out a hand for the bird so that it can translate for him.
Bird is unpotted.
Okay, so it flies back on his shoulder and says, "So, what have you two been up to?"
Asuka will present him with the device. This is your protection, Lord.
He takes it and examines it quizzically, due to him being like, interesting. Very well then. And he puts it on his chest, and it literally goes within him, forming what appears to be a rock representation of it, kind of like between the armor platings.
Nice.
So, now that you have made more armor for me, I'm pretty sure we will have to be talking to each other soon. Do you need something else of me, young ones?
Actually, yes. Just a curiosity might save us some time here. He looks over at Asuka. I would never ask you to harm anyone of your own people, obviously. But should the man who summoned you come back, you would be able to detect them, yes?
If they walk the land in which I guard, yes.
Would you be able to manifest and tell them they're not welcome? I'm not asking you to attack them or anything like that, but simply make it clear that they are not welcome here unless... He looks at Oscar, like, pausing at that point, like, how would we want to phrase it politely?
Oscar just gives him the look that is currently...
The Oscar look, yes.
The look.
Yes, the look. Let's continue.
And thinks for a moment. You're already trying to be a bit impolite, but unless he is invited here, he is not welcome.
Simply tell him to attack. If he arrives, perhaps just ask him to contact us, I suppose. I don't. He's he's trying to, out of character. He's trying to find a way to politely phrase this. Like, we're not going to just be like dicks and be like, "You're not welcome. Get out. Get out." It's more like we want you. We want him to be a presence. Like, if he comes back, he can appear and just be like, "Hey, what you doing?" Basically,
you can see that the giant-ass man, fully clad in armor, with weapons in hands, kind of looks at you quizzically, almost examining your demeanor and tries to suss out the truth. If this is truly, how do I put this? He wants to determine if you're trying to truly insult his intelligence.
That he should be able to determine just from Asuka's stance and look at Dimitrie that Dimitrie is not that good at honest communication.
Well, that's why he's trying to in this case. He's trying to make it a direct statement that would not insult the messenger in this case. Just be like, hey, look. Given the confusion, he'll probably just stop himself and say, look, to make it simple, if he comes back and you sense him, would you be willing to manifest in some way and make it clear that you know he's here? It might, if there is any concern that there might be impropriety on his part, simply knowing that you are here might deter any unpleasant situations.
I will send my servant to you in order to inform you that he has arrived. If you deem him as insulting your standing within your home by his uncalled presence, then I will have to take umbrage with his presence and deal accordingly.
That would be perfect, thank you. I apologize if I have spoken impolitely. I am attempting to speak. He just
And Asuka just puts one hand on the back of his neck and shoves him down towards the ground.
Yeah, pretty
While
much.
she is also kowtowing.
Yeah, pretty much.
The guardian of the Silent Shore looks confused. Alright.
But hey, we came to agreement, and he's thanking him. Yep, good.
Then it is agreed. I will send a servant of mine to let you know that his presence is here. You will judge if his presence is uncalled for or not.
Perfect. Thank you. Hope our gift serves you well.
Alright. Until next time, either I need of you or you need of me. I will return to my slumber, if that is all. He turns to look at both of you.
Asuka is in full kowtow.
Same.
Okay.
If not groveling.
Well,
So-
full kowtow is respectful. Groveling is bordering on disrespect.
So, literally, since you do not have anything else to add, he will dematerialize with the bird returning to its pot.
Yay.
Just saying.
And I will make sure to
Oscar-
blue book that we spent a crystal. So
Asuka gets up, dusts herself off. You have really got to learn a lot about Asian culture.
He shrugs. Well, I'm going to impersonate one.
Asuka just face palms.
Hey, at least he's picked up some of the language. That's a start.
It is a start, and she's realized it's like, dude, you really need to learn culture.
All right. Okay, so in that case, we don't need to set up a ward. The mental ward itself is probably enough to do the job, let's be honest, but in this case, if he were to bypass that, he's still going to be most likely detected by the Earth Elemental.
If he even tries to bypass that,
He
that's
probably
attacking the
won't.
elemental's armor.
No, I meant as in bypassing the mental ward.
That's what I mean. The mental ward is part of the Earth Elemental's armor now.
No, it's
No,
not.
no.
No, it's not.
Hold on. First, he would need to get through the mental ward that everyone else has to go
That's
through.
what I'm talking about. Yes.
Oh, that
And
one.
then,
Okay, yeah.
if he does manage to get through it and meet up with the Guardian of the Silent Shore and starts infringing upon the edict decreed by heaven, well, things will get ugly. Have fun with that.
All right. So with that, I think we've covered it until whenever things happen, if ever. So yay, awesomeness.
Yeah.
Would Flavio like to do the outro?
Okay. A shadow looms over the water as a certain ship starts dumping something that it shouldn't have been dumping in the sea. And the color of the sea starts changing. And with that pleasant image, thank you for watching, thank you for playing. Have pleasant dreams as always. See you next time.
God damn it, Endron.